Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm just going to run through a little bit about what Salvation Army Trading is, what we do and how we work, because actually quite often people don't realise a lot of the different things that we're involved in. So this is me, Allison Waterhouse. I'm Corporate Partnerships Manager at Salvation Army Trading. That means that I work with different people and I'm really just trying to get the very best I can for all the people we work with and also to benefit our organisation. So who are SATCoL? So we are the trading arm of the Salvation Army, which means that you may have seen us around, out and about. We often have our black vans. You're going to see them on the M6, I'm sure. We're very much known for textiles and our charity shops. So we have over 9,000 clothing banks across the UK. You may have seen those in your local supermarkets, in your local area, where individuals take their clothing items and deposit them, and then they come back to our warehouses where we recycle and repurpose them. So we try to divert over 250 million items each year to good uses, because it's all for us about stopping things going to landfill. So we do partner with businesses, including homeware, gifts, textiles, manufacturers and retailers of all sorts. If anyone's interested, it's really just worth speaking to us, because the variety of people we work with is quite huge. And with all of these clothing banks and with all of the clothes that we collect, we're actually the UK's largest charity-owned textile collector. So our recycling and reuse schemes extend the useful life of products. We have a variety of different schemes, and that's ever changing. So what I tell you today will be different to what I tell you in a 1 month or 2 months' time. So we do provide a hub for businesses to donate their excess or returned and even their faulty stock for reuse, repurposing and recycling, because the last thing we want is for items to go to landfill. It is all about trying to extend the life of products. And those sustainable solutions, they help you and help our partners to meet your CSR aims and your aspirations, because it's important to us that it's a real give and take relationship and that it benefits our partners as well. So we do have a fibre sort machine in our warehouse in Kettering. So we have warehouses across the UK, but where our fibre sort machine, that's in Kettering. Now fibre sort is the first one of its kind in the UK, and what it does is it enables us to sort and grade non-wearable clothing and textiles by fibre type. So you'll find when you get your care label, your label that gives you your washing instructions, it will tell you often what your blend is and what it's made from. But how fibre sort works is each item of clothing goes along a conveyor belt. It then goes under that black box on the picture there that has an infrared camera. And then that camera identifies the exact blend that individual item is made from. So then what happens, we can then send that through to the next stage where it's separated by fibre type. At the moment, our fibre sort machine can do 20 different blends. So that's poly blend or white or cotton. It can do 20 different blends. It has the capacity to do up to 4,000 different blends, so we are very much at the beginning stages. So this is the first machine of its kind in the UK. And we're slightly ahead of our time in as much as we're only doing 20 blends at the moment, because we don't have 4,000 different recyclers to send those blends to. So particularly with the mixed blends, it can be a challenge to find people that can recycle those. So at the minute, we're just doing the 20 and we're starting small, but we're constantly looking for new partners, looking for new recycling partners, manufacturers and retailers who wish to work with us on trials, because the aim is to ultimately become a fibre farm where we are doing these 4,000 different blends and we are recycling a huge amount in the UK would be ideal. But at the moment, some of that stuff does have to go to Europe and other places purely because we don't have the recycling places here in the UK. So this is just a short video which will show you how the fibre sort machine works.
SATCoL are the trading arm of the Salvation Army. We are the largest charity-owned textile collector in the UK. Proudly working to reuse and repurpose your generous donated clothing. We lessen the impact on overflowing landfill sites by extending the useful life of products and reducing waste. We have installed a new groundbreaking technology called FibreSalt, set to combat climate change. FibreSalt is an automated material recovery facility with smart technology designed to identify and classify non-wearable clothing into grades suitable for recycling. The process separates items into fibre types such as cotton, wool, and even identifies mixed fibre blends and colours. This game-changing approach supports the fashion circular economy like never before. SATCoL are committed to improving our planet and working to create the change we all would like to see.
So that's just a little bit about our FibreSalt machine and our aspirations and what we'd like to do with it. Another important project that we've just started to work on is our Project Reclaim project. This is a partnership between SATCoL and Project Plan B, which we have a facility hoping to recycle 100% polyester. So it's been a machine that's been specifically designed to recycle polyester in the UK, and it's just been installed. It's only been installed a couple of months, again in another warehouse in Northamptonshire. So what happens is the mechanical recycling process turns 100% polyester textile waste into and end-of-line garments into commercial grade recycled PET. So it heats it all up, the materials go through, and they come out like these tiny little beads. If I go back, that's what those beads look like. And then the hope is that we will sell those on and work with people that will make new items with those, and that will go on to make the dream, and where we hope to be is that we'll work on trials with people that will give us their items that they need recycling, and then we will actually go in to make new yarn and make new fabrics for use for manufacturers. So at the moment, what we're really trying to do is get 100% textile feedstock. So we're looking for post-consumer feedstock, particularly linens, things like that. We have had some success with event banners. So when an event is over, we will have all the banners that you may have seen perhaps along the sides of perhaps a running event. We can then recycle those into those pellets, and then they can go on to make new things. So that's just a couple of examples of the sort of things that SATCoL are involved in. Not necessarily the sort of thing you may have thought of when you think of the Salvation Army Trading Company, but we're always about doing new and exciting things and trying to do as much as we can to help our planet. So there's lots of different ways in which partners do work with us. We have take-back schemes where we give customers the opportunity to donate pre-loved textiles into our store, or via an online donation portal. We also have corporate donations where we receive donations of excess, returned or faulty stock, and these are collected by our drivers and delivered to our processing centre. Once tested or checked, they then go to sale in our 240 stores. And then we also have, as I mentioned, our clothing collections, which is our main business, which is where we collect over 65,000 tonnes of textiles each year across our 9,000 clothing banks. And this is just another one of our processing centres. This is our corporate donation processing centre. So if a business donates product to us, which goes on to our store, this is where we process that.
SATCoL is the trading arm of the Salvation Army. We're working to support organisations reduce their carbon footprint by receiving their excess stock and kind donations into our processing centres. Through our various reuse and recycling schemes, we lessen the impact on overflowing landfill sites and support the circular economy. This is the modern approach to corporate donations. Your returned and excess stock will be distributed across our 240 outlets for resale. Profits raised from these charitable donations will be donated to the Salvation Army to continue the support of the great work they do. SATCoL are working to save our planet, one donation at a time. We
also do open days and visits to our various processing centres within Northamptonshire. So if anyone is interested, please come and see me afterwards, and what I can do is take your details and get you on to one of our open days when they're next available. So corporate donations. For us, it's about how we can benefit our partners as well. So we're very, very indebted to our partners that do give us stock, donate us stock. But there are a lot of benefits for our partners as well. So we do support with the CSR and sustainability goals. So we will try, where possible, to give data so that you as a business can report on your impact reports and on your websites what you're doing to help your sustainability projects. So we can give you sales data, and we can also give you sort of tonnage information and information as to where your items have gone in terms of if they've gone to store or if they've been recycled. We can give you an option for that faulty stock or for excess stock that you've just had in your warehouses for quite a while, that perhaps the best thing for you to do is to use that space in a different way. We can do this quickly, and we can do it at large volume if needed. Equally, we can do it at smaller volume. So we do have nationwide logistics, where we can collect pallets, we can collect truckloads, we can collect small, we can collect large. And we can do that pretty quickly as well. So that means that you get to focus on what you're trying to do as a business, rather than kind of keeping stock perhaps at your own cost. As I mentioned, all of our collections are fast and efficient. We work around your timescales. If you want them collected before 10 a.m. on a Friday, we'll collect them before 10 a.m. on a Friday. We're very much, it's about you and how we can make this the best we can for you. We do have large warehouse capacity. So for those people that have said, actually, I've got 80 pallets, we can deal with that. I've got 900 pallets, we can deal with that. Equally, if you've just got a pallet, we're just as grateful for that. Sometimes what we do is we get individual stores to collect as well. And we always make sure that those items get distributed, and that if you have issues, and for example, you like items to be debranded because you're concerned that your own customers in your stores there may be returns challenges, we can debrand. Or sometimes what we can do is we can put a specific mark on a product that doesn't damage the product, that you can tell your staff members to look out for, so that they know not to take an item back because that's been brought from a charity shop. And it is a great way to engage with your customers, with your partners. There are marketing and PR opportunities. These can be large or small, depending on the partnership, and very much bespoke. It may just be some social media posting, but it gives you a different audience. It gives you a different way to talk to people. But equally, we can do larger marketing and PR opportunities as well. And ultimately, it's about working with a trusted partner, somebody that the community has faith in, and that people know that we're making a difference. So you're making a difference, your customers will see that you're making a difference, and that will please them as well. So what sort of items do we need at SATCoL? Pretty much anything and everything. We very rarely say no. It's always worth just getting in contact with us, because the strange, weird and wacky, we've probably seen it, had it or dealt with it, and it means there's been some very interesting conversations. We are particularly interested in textiles. It's our bread and butter. It's what we're all about. Shoes and accessories, but equally home, garden and gifts. Just think about your last wander around a charity shop. The kind of breadth of what you saw in that shop, that's the type of thing that we need. But please just give us a shout, no matter how small, how large or how strange, it's always worth a conversation. Other ways in which we support, which perhaps people don't know about, is we also have a free data destruction business solution. So what this means is we have a data wiping solution that supports those struggling with digital poverty. Now, digital poverty is something we perhaps don't think about, but it's really, really important, and it helps people to feel included. Social inclusion is huge. If you think just today how many times you may have looked at a laptop, your phone, what you would do without it. So by taking items off your businesses, perhaps those items that have been put aside in a cupboard for weeks, months, maybe even a couple of years, What that means we can do is we can securely wipe them. We do have the licenses to do this. We pick them up. There's a very secure process. And then we can go through them, we can wipe them, and where possible, we will sell those in our charity shops. That's what enables us to help people to be included socially and to help them to reduce digital poverty. It helps kids with their homework, it helps everybody. And also, it gets things away from sitting around in your premises. Another way that we work with people is we do have online and in-store take-back schemes. They're really simple and they're really easy to use. They offer your customers an opportunity to donate their unwanted textiles in-store or via a link on your websites. The great thing about these is that they're free for you and your customers. No charge. What more could you ask for, really? The setup is quick and easy. We can get this on your website really simply in a matter of weeks. And it gives your customers a really simple and easy way to keep items out of landfill. And again, we can report data back to you. So we can tell you the items that have come, what items have come back, how many they are, and what we did with those. So why work with us? We've got some great partners already working with us on take-back schemes, partners like Cotton Traders, John Lewis, Pretty Lavish, Opoly. But it's what your customers want. Your customers want you to do the right thing, helps us work sustainably and give them different options. So it's really worth just chatting with us, and it really doesn't cost you anything. So all of this great work that we're doing, all of these things that perhaps you didn't know about us, all of this helps us to raise money for the Salvation Army. So the profits that SATCoL raise are given to the Salvation Army to support the great work they do. And over the last 10 years, we've donated over £100 million to help the charities work in communities across the UK. This includes things like 80 hostels, we call them life houses, protection and care for victims of human trafficking and modern slavery, and care for people with older people's services. The list is huge, things that you may never have imagined from the Salvation Army: debt advice centres, employment plus support, family tracing, baby and toddler groups and nurseries, and there's so much more. And we help to do that by working with individuals and businesses, and working together, we go on to achieve great things and make a real difference. So next steps really for us are, if you're interested in any way, shape or form, or you just have any questions, please do contact us. Our email and phone number is there, or I will be staying behind if you'd like to have a chat. But also for us, it's about spreading the word. If you heard one thing here today that you could pass on to one other person and ask them to pass it on to one other person, and we all just do that simple thing of spreading the word, whether or not that is, oh, don't throw away your old laptop, SATCoL need that and they can make a difference with that, or if it is, actually, do you know what, if you've had those items of stock in the stock room for a couple of years, mate, actually, I'm going to contact SATCoL. Or maybe saying to somebody when they've got their next bag of clothing that they don't know what to do with and potentially are going to throw in the rubbish bin, hang on a minute, take that to your local SATCoL clothing bank. Just spread the word and help us to make a difference. Thank you so much for your time, and I will try and answer any questions. Thank you.